Welcome back, subscribers. So we're in part 2. So we are getting some color on. We'll start this one off with some peachy flesh tone.
Oh no. What I'm actually trying to work on the side, I just ran into a problem. So now I have to do this. I should have just waited. Till we were done this. Ugh. Trying to do so many things at once can get difficult. Okay, actually, I don't need that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, sorry that I'm not talking as much. It's just my throat is starting to hurt. And I've been training someone at work, so I've been doing a lot of talking there. So, he's not helping.
And I'm trying to do
your managerial editor stuff.
Future stuff, which I should stop doing so I can actually talk, but at the exact same time, I really want to get it done. It's, So, one of the other videos... Oh, I guess I should bring up that first. If you haven't watched the previous video, you're horrible. Go watch it. But if you did vote, or I guess comment about an animal that you favorite, as a bonus thing, add a second one here in the comments below. And maybe Tammy will do 2 of your favorite animals. You don't have to do the same animal twice. She will just, It's not like it's pulling it from a hat. It just... Tammy's going to see your comment, go, okay, I'll put that one on the list, and eventually we'll get to it.
And if you're wondering what the little cross-hatching bits are, like on Itzaak's skin here, on pants and shirts and stuff, that's just how I do, like, dirt or, like, a grease mark, as these guys were building.
So, where's my other piece of paper? In the other video that you guys watched, I think last week's, Tammy was talking about video games and just how I'm good at driving in video games. And
how I'm not.
And I was just going to go over some of the stuff that I've done in video games. And kind of why just bring up some of the video games I played that deal with driving. So, as for video games that deal with driving, one of the ones that come to mind immediately is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. In that game, I got so crazy with driving that I would actually drive on the wrong side of the road. It was actually easier to drive on the wrong side of the road. because
you'd see the headlights and stuff coming at you.
Yeah, they would render better. Is what actually I was gonna say. I found that. I went to message someone and realized that apparently they messaged me 11 years ago with something that I don't understand what it was meant to be. Oh, I think I know what it is. Just weird. Anyway. It was the fact that when you drove on the normal side of the road, occasionally the people would turn into you for whatever reason. They would just turn lanes, but they would just run right into you. And when you were driving on the opposite side of the road, it would take less, like, because you guys were coming head on, them turning into you would happen at a slower rate, so you could actually usually avoid it easier, in my opinion.
It got to the point where when we play Grand Theft Auto 5 online, that whenever I get into a vehicle, I just turn the lights off. Because there's no point in having them on and getting used to them being on. I'm gonna hit something, and those headlights are gonna get busted. So there was no point. Which is terrible, because in real life, I'm actually a really good driver, or at least I like to think so.
So yeah, that would be one of the things that in video games that I was pretty proud of about driving. But I've also played like Forza, Gran Turismo, and another car game called Driver. Driver, out of the three of them, I hate the most. Out of four of them, sorry, I hate the most, because in the ones that I was playing, you couldn't leave your car. So if your car got damaged from you hitting things, you couldn't just get out of your car. You were stuck in it. Oh, it was just so frustrating, because I'd be chasing a guy, I'd hit something, basically damage my car enough that it would start burning, and then you'd have to redo the entire level again, because you couldn't get out of your car. In Forza really helped with a lot of driving, because you have to be like slowing down, speeding up around, properly and stuff like that. And the line really did help. But I remember in Gran Turismo, I had messed with my gearbox, not knowing what I was doing. So I had somehow messed it up so bad and could not fix it at the time. Where when I was in first gear, my car would not move. It would be like 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, 6 miles. Like, that's how quickly I was going up in speed. But if I hit second gear, it would go from second to like fifth gear in like a couple seconds. It would just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, it just, like, my whole car would just go. So every time I got up to speed, I would just take off. But until then, I would just slowly creep. Going slightly away from that into what I'm doing, which I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. Do you want me to message everybody who is my friend? Or do you want me to message do you want, if you, oh gosh. What I'm saying to say is, if I have them on my friends list, do you want me to message them no matter what? Or would you like to message a few of them? Mostly your family. Or do you want to message as few as people as possible?
I know, I'm terrible and I'm sorry.
Well, I've come to an impasse where I am now sitting at somebody who is on my friends list, but is your family, and I'm not sure if you want to message them or not.
No, you might as well message them, because then...
So you want to message as few people as possible?
Well, then what'll happen is, chances are I'll look at it and then I'll be like, oh, I'll remember to, tell Rob about this, and then I'll forget, and then you'll be like, hey, did you, do that? And then I'm like, and then, yeah. That's why people don't normally try and make plans when it comes to talking to me about it, because, well, sometimes I forget. Got so many other things going on in my brain.
So, other games that I've played over the years that I have fond memories of, besides like WWE SmackDown, which I should have wrote down but didn't, which I'll have to actually get to, is GoldenEye.
I was okay at GoldenEye when I was younger, but...
Well, I played it with a lot, with my friends. My one friend and his brothers. Now, people say that over the years that apparently I did the cheap thing, which is I played Oddjob, but at the exact same time, some of the stuff that we played sometimes Golden Gun, or you only live. I think it's Golden Gun. Yeah, that's what it was. And in Golden Gun, with Max Health, that's what it was. Max Health Golden Gun. Even though it was hard to hit Oddjob, he was still easy to kill. Jaws, on the other hand, holy sweet Christmas, it took 2 hits to kill him. My friend's brother played him at one point, and yeah, it took 2 hits. And it was just insane. So, I may have been playing a character that was hard to hit, but they were playing a character, one of them was playing a character that was hard to kill. So, I think it balanced out. I also played a fair bit of Super Smash Brothers with them. And we would also play with Super Smash Brothers, in which you would be able to hurt your team. So friendly fire being on. And it would be me and my friend versus his two brothers, younger brothers. And they didn't work really together, so it wasn't that fair, to be honest. But at the exact same time, we also did some pretty mean things. Like, he turned friendly fire on, but without telling his brother. So, but I played Pikachu a lot with that. And he played a lot of Samus. And what would happen is I would stand in front of his two brothers, headbutting them and electrocuting them and trying to prevent them from doing anything. And he would be charging up his main attack. I think he also played Donkey Kong, but I could be wrong about that. It could be one of the other ones that played it. But again, it was another one of the ones we charged up. But I remember at one point we were playing, and I was playing Pikachu. I was headbutting and electrocuting his brothers so they couldn't get past. And because friendly fire was on, they also couldn't really hit me without hitting each other. And because they were both trying to get past me, it just wasn't working. And then after a bit of that, my friend basically screamed, like, now, kind of idea, and I would jump, and he would shoot his blast, and I was, like, backflipping over his blast as they hit his brothers. But I was also in that game, I also ran into a I guess it's not really running into, I don't know. Anyway, the idea behind it was I would, anytime I would be Pikachu and someone was Kirby and they ate me, they would immediately spit me out instead of actually converting me into their power. Because if they actually converted me into their power, I would sit there and hunt down that Kirby until it died. And a lot of the time, I killed it pretty well. So, I also would get into the mindset of Pikachu and start saying, like, Pika, Pikachu, Pika, Pika, Pikachu, Pikachu, whenever I was losing. And for some reason, somehow, I would become better.
You became one with the Pikachu.
I would become one with the Pikachu. And I would actually usually come back from whatever loss I was having at the time. It's kind of crazy. I've actually been doing this and actually talking and actually working for that. And I looked over just recently because I was like, oh, I wonder how close Tammy is to being done, you know? I didn't realize she's almost actually done. Like, I've talked while doing this quite well. So, yeah. Anything you would like to add within the last, 2 minutes? Jeez.
Well, as for the Super Smash Bros., I didn't really play the one for the 64 a lot. I played the Melee a lot. And one of my favorite characters to play was Ganondorf, Princess Zelda. Yeah. My sister and I played that one a lot.
Okay. Can I race you to the finish line?
Probably.
Oh, I'm really close to being done, but you're also really close to being done, so. Though now I have to answer everybody back and thank them and then mark this down. Okay, you'll have to. There. I think you have to do 8 or 9 people. I've done everybody else. Now I have to actually go through and actually convert it all into, proper data that you can actually use. But we can do that in the next, between videos, hopefully. Oh, I should really message it to you, so that you know what you're supposed to say to them. Hopefully your phone doesn't. Oh no, it shouldn't. I say hopefully your phone doesn't freak out when I do this. Boom.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next video, subscribers.